Good morning, Carrollton High School. This is Dr. Mount again with another mental health moment. So, today I want to talk about the power of affirmations. We all have insecurities, we all have things that we don't believe positively about ourselves or that we think that we are bad at, um, qualities that we don't think we possess that we would like to possess. And affirmations are one way of developing those qualities. So I know that we all deal with negative self talk sometimes. We might call ourselves names internally. We might hear other people calling us names, or our parents, or our siblings, or whatever. And that negative self talk can really sink in and become, they can form into beliefs that we have about ourselves. And an affirmation is one tool that we can use to counteract those beliefs. So, what I want everybody to do who's listening to this is think of the person in your life or one person in your life who you deeply respect, somebody whose opinion you respect, somebody that you trust and love. While you're thinking of that person, I want you to think of 3 compliments that you would most like to hear from that person about you. Compliments about you, not about your clothes or whatever. So, for example, I might choose my dad, and I might want my dad to tell me, you are very smart, you are very funny, and you are a hard worker. Maybe those are the 3 things that I really want to hear from him. And they might be things that I don't believe about myself, but I would really love to hear this person say about me. So, when you've identified those 3 things, it's really simple what you do. You say those 3 things to yourself over and over and over again. And this is leveraging the power of repetition. So you've seen little kids playing sports, for example. Let's take volleyball because I'm a volleyball guy. So if you watch a kid trying to set a volleyball, overhand set, you might watch them go like this, and they're setting the ball and they're kind of just going like this, and it's looking crazy and the ball's coming out badly. So when you first start playing a sport and you haven't been through the repetitions that are necessary to build a skill, the skill's not there and the technique is very bad and the result is not great. And that's okay for beginners in sports, because with repetition and coaching and guidance, you can teach a student, you can teach a young player to do the right things and to minimize the wrong things and learn how to set a volleyball well or do any other skill well. Repetition is what helps us to create good habits. And that is true physically. It's also true emotionally. And so repetitions of these positive affirmations of ourself can actually undo negative beliefs that we have about ourselves. If you have an insecurity that you are not smart, or that you are not pretty or handsome, or that you are not funny, having that belief about yourself can make it's a self-fulfilling prophecy a lot of the time. It can make you believe that negative thing about yourself, even if it's not true by other people's opinions. And so an affirmation begins to chip away at that negative belief and replace it with a positive belief. And when we do that, we unlock our true potential. If I go into an oral report in class or into a test and I've repeated to myself over and over and over again, I'm smart and I can do this. I'm a good presenter. I have prepared very well for this. If we truly believe that when we step in, science and research has shown that we do better on the project, we do better on the test, we do better in the performance when we're entering it with positivity and confidence. So my challenge to each of you is to identify, you can start with 3 or you could start with 10, whatever is going to be most helpful to you, but identify some areas of your life where you might have some negative self-beliefs. Create an affirmation. It should be short, it should be clear. I am smart, I am capable, I am worth loving, and repeat it to yourself multiple times a day. You definitely need to repeat it every time you hear the opposite thought pop into your head, like, man, I'm such an idiot. You definitely need to replace that with the affirmation at that moment. It's not going to solve the problem on day 1, but it's the kind of thing, just like learning to set a volleyball or shoot a basketball or kick a football. You will learn it as time goes on and you increase your repetitions, and it can actually work to rewire your brain and move you away from stressful and damaging thought patterns that can really be hurtful and challenging. So that's my challenge for you today. Thank you for joining in, and go Trojans.